Everyone say you have to be unique. You have to find your edge. You have to stand out. But guess what? I did the opposite and triple my income in 90 days. And here's why, all right? So for 2 years, I tried to be different. Different offer, different messaging, different positioning. I need to stand out in a crowded market. So I created a bunch of complex system, have a bunch of unique framework, fancy name for just really a basic concept. And the result was there was just a bunch of confused client essentially. I confused so much people that I was just, oh, what the hell are you talking about? What? Zero sales. Zero freaking sales. But then I realized something that essentially changed everything. Being unique is overrated, and being obvious is very underrated. So let me explain, all right? So here's what I learned. People don't want innovation. They want certainty. And certainty come from something they can understand. They don't want your revolutionary new approach. They don't want your 2024 new AI system or whatever. They don't want something so complex. They want something that's proven and that's already have worked. So here's an example, right? So back for ago, my unique offer was I use neuro-linguistic engagement sequence combined with a multi-channel modeling to optimize your customer acquisition velocity. Bunch of fancy bullshit work. I thought it sounded really cool, and essentially I was like, oh, wow, sound pretty fucking cool. Does sound cool, but it get you zero sales. But my obvious offer is I literally just make it as simple as I can. Just think of this as you're explaining this to a fifth grader. I get you 10 customer per month. You pay me when they show up. That increased I literally have weeks after that little change in offer. I have weeks where I would have 20 sales call in a week, and that would get me about 47 in total for I think it was 2 months, and I was booked till Jan. I started changing my offer in November, and I was booked to January for one campaign. Like I said, it's literally was the same service, it's just different framing. One sound smart, sure, so really smart, sound like you're in Harvard educated or something, but the other actually make you monies. So the pattern is when I try to be clever, I'm broke. But I when I just make things stupidly simple, just make things rich, and that will make you feel rich. There's a thing on TikTok now. It's called like retard mixing or whatever. And it sounds really stupid, but it works. A lot of people think of like think of if you know Togi, he make things very simple for his audience, and he got rich off of it. I'm sure he's a very smart guy, but he make his content so simple that anyone can consume it. It's the same with Mr. Beast. He does the same thing. You do the challenge, you get money. It really is that simple. None of his challenge are overly complicated, but yet they're super engaging because people understand it, but it's just makes sense to them. The reason why this work is because people brain are lazy. They skip complicated process. Just Think about when you read a book, right? Have you ever read every single word of a book? No, you oftentimes you skip over large words that you don't understand, or just trying to grasp the summary of things and we go on from there. So you read the full sentence, you don't analyze every single word, but you just kind of grasp the general idea. So if they had to think hard to understand your offer, they don't buy. If it's something that is immediately obvious to as to what you do and why they need it, they'll buy, right? So stop trying to be interesting. Start trying to be obvious. Try to be simple, all right? So here's how to be obvious. And no one, I really shouldn't. It's so obvious. These things are so easy. So the test one is a 5-second test. Can someone understand what you do in 5 seconds? 5 seconds. That's all you have for your pitch. Think of this as like you say you go out into a bar and you talk to someone and they only have 5 seconds of your time. Your goal is to get them understanding what you do in under 5 seconds. You can't spend all your time saying, "Oh, I grow an algorithm in Instagram in turn, drive traffic to your website, blah blah blah, in survey hacking, whatever, whatever." All you need to say is, "I get more customer," or like, "I get more customer for a restaurant." Test two. Can your grandma understand it? Think about if your grandma is not tech savvy at all, and she lived under a rock for her whole life. Could she understand it? So using word like AI or using word like analytic will probably not bring us to all the result. To say, oh, we help you do this so you can sell more stuff. Test number three. Can a drunk person at a bar understand it? This is similar to test number one, essentially. This is the example I have. If you're talking to a drunk person in a bar, would they be able to understand what you are doing? You can't say, "Oh, I I bring strategic alliance through development of synergy B2B partnership, blah 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 blah." No, they wouldn't understand that shit. Just say, "Oh, I should introduce businesses that could work together." Simple as that. If you fail any of the tests right here, your offer is too complex. That's why I just, oh, I will help you bring in client, and you only pay me when you get a client. And I do that through calling people. I won't say, oh, I do that through automated AI that reach out to a complex businesses, a complex network of businesses, and turn yielding more analytical result. Those are so much bullshit filler word. And the pattern that I notice is all the richest people have the simplest offer. Okay. So something that Amazon does well on, one of their offers is fast delivery, fast and free delivery. What Elon Musk? Electric cars. Mark Zuckerberg, connect with friends. Wendy's, uh, good food. I don't know, I forgot what that thing is. Uh, McDonald's, we loving it. It's really a simple offer. Simple wins always, all right? So the most profitable businesses are boring. So plumbing, HVAC, waste management, dumpster diving, or whatever. They're on payroll because nobody tried to reinvent these. They just do the obvious thing really well and they make money. Something like, oh, the business I just saw was simple as printing stamp and selling stamp. That make more money than most uh, startup that you know. Why? Because people know exactly what they're getting. So there's no confusion, no friction. This really is easy. So that's pretty much you gotta bring the shift to your business, right? So stop asking, how can I be different? And start asking, how exactly can it be so simple that everyone would know my offer? Like I said, McDonald's doesn't try to be unique. They just sell burgers. In a market full of restaurant when they come out, in a market full of restaurant, people try to be the unique restaurant who makes better food, have fancier restaurant. Guess what they did? They simplify it down. They really dumb it down, which is burger fast. And that was the most innovative thing because it was how simple it was. So you don't need to reinvent the wheel. Just make it abundantly clear what you're selling. All right. So that's what I'm trying to say. That's all there is to it. So quit trying to be unique. Make it obvious and you'll win. But other than that, if you want 5 to qualified client every single month using a system I've created for both for me and my client without ever lifting a single finger. All you gotta do is check my auto seller generation course below. It's a combination of all my knowledge in the past 2 years to bring both myself and my clients. Other than that, later.